Welcome to the Head Guy podcast. Just a reminder, our sponsor this week is the Mahaba, the #1 destination guide here in Qatar. Pick up a copy in your local supermarket or go online to find all the relevant information you need to know about Qatar. And one of the outstanding lady that's been on my podcast before, on Your Onion, my special guest, Carolyn Collins. How are you?
Good morning, Stefan.
Good morning.
I'm very good, thank you.
So, do you remember when we last recorded?
I do, because we had to do it again.
You're not meant to say that. This is really professional, you know. Go on then. When did we last record?
Oh my gosh. I'm going to think it wasn't that long ago, and it was really quite a long time ago, wasn't it? It was just after COVID, something like 2021.
And was it in this office or was it in the villa?
It was in the villa.
Ah, so it was during COVID. It was 20 to 21. Yeah. So it's probably in 21. So, and that's what I want to talk about because, you know, you are a lady that doesn't stand still. You're always on the move. You've always got your fingers in a lot of things, all for the good of your community, for the people that you work with, etc., etc. So what has happened since our last conversation to where we are at now? You know, now you got to think about it.
I know.
Now, break it down, Carol.
Wow. Yes, we're always on a journey, especially you and I. But, I've got married.
Congratulations.
2 weeks ago.
How did that happen?
I manifested him.
Did you?
I did.
Because that's the conversation that we had, or whether we had it on the podcast or whether it was while we had lunch.
Him when we last met.
No, I don't think you did. So how did that happen? All right. When you manifest, what were you manifesting? Just go through it.
Well, yeah, in that area, my journey's been really long. So I've been divorced for 16 years. But I did have a relationship for 9 years. And I had that relationship when I came to Doha. But I kind of knew in my heart of hearts that although he was like my blankie, as you would call it, my rock, I just felt it wasn't really feeding my soul. I knew there was a lot more to what I really wanted out of relationships. It was a big journey for me I had to sort out and stuff I did and one thing. But anyway, long story short, I met Matt in 2021.
So after we had spoken, he appeared at a party.
Yeah, it wasn't instant for me. For him, it was totally instant. But
it wasn't instant for you, but for him,
it was very instant. Yeah, he knew instantly. Isn't that weird?
It is.
But anyway, yeah. So and it's always felt like we've known each other forever. I'm sure that we've had other lives together, but we feel just so comfortable and like I don't know. I feel like I've been with him forever. So yeah, and life has gone in a totally different direction. It's just that energy, you know, you always want to achieve by being on a higher level. Mm-hmm. I am definitely on that level now. It's just amazing.
Wow, because you were on a high level when I last met you. So, you know.
Oh yes, I think I was. I can't remember. We ought to look at the date.
Yeah.
But life is in a totally different direction now. It's fantastic. Yeah, really good. So on a personal view, it's just amazing. And then my career has also changed in quite a bit. So roots, as you know, I was always steering and taking forward, but they don't need me so much now, and I felt it was more time for me and that we were going in a totally different direction, which has been absolutely fantastic. Again, like a lot of businesses, it's had its challenging times, and if anything, we're just coming out of it, but it's probably been even more challenging than over COVID to try and find good, honest, reliable staff.
Oh, really?
But anyway, so I am still working with part of the business more on a marketing point of view, but not running on the day-to-day basis. But we've been working with an amazing lady, so it's been a real learning for me as well. But then I also have been part of Fit20. As a customer, I've been with them like 2.5 odd years. Love it. For me, I always knew I wanted to get fit, and especially when I lost a lot of weight. you find that you've got rather wobbly bits. So I really knew I needed to tone and strengthen.
Well, some of us have.
So anyway, I love Fit20 because I've never been a fitness person. I've never enjoyed the gym. So for me, to do 20 minutes a week, it's high intense workout, and you're on 5 bits of a machinery. You do 1 to 2 minutes each one, and you're done. And I've seen such a difference in my own strength and toning and body. So I just suddenly thought, what do I do that I love? What do I want to do that I love? And I suddenly thought, oh, Fit20. So I messaged Daphne to see if she was looking for anyone. She goes, yeah, do you know anyone? We're just going to open up at the Pearl. I went, yeah, me. So I trained to be an instructor after Christmas. And I've been doing it for, say, 6 months now. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's great working with your clients and seeing them achieve, their goals and seeing their own strength just go up and up. It's really good. Love it. And then
See, I don't have to say anything because I just let Carolyn finish, and then we can go back. We'll pick up on certain points.
Yeah, sorry.
Go on, carry on.
You're going on the career side. So then I became the chairperson for TLG, which is Tuesday to Ladies Group. It's a fantastic group, especially for expat women, women that don't work mostly. But to connect women, find new friends, for me, it's always been a place where I say you find friends for life, and it's not often you find those. You find your tribe, because when we can connect with so many different people, but it's rare that you actually find that person that you can really have a good connection with. So we do a lot of events, and then I've been working with some hotels and doing I love doing just general events. I've got like a lovely group going called we call them the ladies dancing group on our boat trips.
Okay.
And then I've got that job group still, which is like coming up to 800 people on that WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
From people all over. And then I've got the What's on Doha, which came about because you never know what's going on and you always find out last minute.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone wants to promote anything they're doing or an event that's going on, we love to pop it on there. But also I went in with some friends, and we've literally just launched in the last couple of weeks a company called Real Insight, and that's all about mystery shopper, about customer service, but we want to do it from an emotional point of view. So we know a lot of companies, they do audits on an annual basis, but this is from a monthly basis. We want to see where people are at within their business, where they are within the market, and we want to help them and their teams improve on where they are. So we get mystery shoppers in, and then we can help them on the consultancy side if they want training, or if they want. We got lots of different packages as such. So we're just launching that. But for me, it's all about emotional. So okay, I didn't get my drink within 3 minutes, and I didn't get my meal within 15 minutes. But it's not about that. It's about what's the wow factor. Did you have a really good time? Were you made to feel special? Were you recognised? All those kind of things are far more important than those tiny little details, because when you build that relationship with people, they're actually a lot more forgiving if things do go wrong. And if they do go wrong, not a problem. That is human life. But how have you dealt with it? Have you still made me feel special? Have you compensated for the things that have gone wrong? So yeah, we're very excited about that. I'm working with 3 others. Really good friends on that, so watch this space.
Is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm just curious, how do you fit everything in? How do you manage your time? Are you a very good organizer when it comes to managing your time, making sure that everything is running smoothly in all areas? Or, is it like keeping plates spinning all at the same time? How do you do it?
You do have to be pretty organized. There are certain days that I always do Fit20, certain days I always do routes, but then you have to be able to work around it, because you can't always just, especially when we're trying to launch this company as well, and we need to go out to the clients and meet them. So yeah, it is a lot of organization, a bit of tossing the plates around as well. But I think it's like everything, isn't it, Stefan? When you have a passion, you really enjoy something. It's not work, is it? That's why they always say,
no, absolutely.
do something that you're passionate about, because then you'll never do a day's work in your life. And that's where you will stretch your day out. I am very disciplined now with my personal life, whereas I used to be terrible. That I would literally work all hours, whereas now in the evenings, my time and my quality time is really important to me, and I do try and give myself more time, which I never ever
But
did.
is that because of Matt now?
Yeah.
The introduction of Matt,
Yes,
that where
Yeah.
before you were just looking after yourself,
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
didn't.
I had nothing much more to do.
No,
I didn't
exactly.
really have that much of a social life either, whereas now it's just totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Superb. All right. I was going to go back near the beginning, but I'll start with the real insight. Do you feel it's perfect for you because you come from the hospitality background?
Yes.
That it's literally plugging in, what you've learned in the past, and where you feel that the industry needs the help.
Yeah. Definitely. I've always had a passion about customer service. It's like they always say, isn't it? It doesn't matter what you do, spread that little bit of kindness every single day. It doesn't take much to open a door for someone, to smile at someone. You don't know what other people are going through. Even when you'll get hostility for people, I actually feel sorry for people out there, because there's obviously something going on in their life to be people act in certain ways and react in certain ways. So for me, customer service is, and being able to be in that industry or in that position to make someone feel special, make them feel really good, put a smile on someone's face for me, it's amazing. I love it. I really love it. And I do miss the industry, but I don't know that I really want to go back to it, only because I'm not prepared to give I have done my enough blood and guts if hospitality in reference
I feel it,
hours.
Carolyn, I feel it. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I honestly, from the moment I think I got into the industry when I was 15.
Wow.
And I would work 12 to 18 hours a day, and I remember working 21 days, if not longer, of a stretch.
No.
And it's taken its toll on my body now as well. And but you do it because you love it. But I've kind of done that bit. But I still love the industry, and to be able to support people in that industry.
I know, but I hear you, and you've just said what it's like to work in the hospitality industry and how many hours you are expected to do, etc., etc. Isn't customer service the last thing? If you've worked all those hours and you're still expected to smile to people coming in, that must be the hardest thing when you're tired and you're shattered and you're working long hours. And all right, you've set up a business to go in, be like a personal shop, not what do you call it, the mystery shopper or mystery guest. And I know where you're coming from in regards to you give the feedback, like positive feedback, but you're dealing with people that are working long hours. How do you balance that when you know the demands of the industry on people?
Yeah, I know it is difficult, but it's a passion. You cannot do that industry without being a passion. I mean, as a manager, that's when you tend to work the hours. The staff that are on the floor, yes, they work a hard shift, but they generally don't do more than their most businesses, that is 8 hours.
Yeah.
They might end up encroaching 9 or 10, because the big thing about hospitality, you just don't know from day to day, but that's part of the excitement of it. But it is also so stressful, because you're not only dealing with what you call your in-house customers, which are your colleagues. You're working with the kitchen, that can be quite a very stressful environment. But then you've also got to be smiling up front with your clients. But there's nothing more rewarding when you've got lovely people. You're serving lovely people. But you can feel that with when you've got a server, you can tell whether they're there for a job or whether they're there for a passion. And you don't see that always so much here.
That was going to be my next question.
It's quite different here. It is,
and also
different.
you as you said, okay, the workers on the ground, they have their set time, their hours, but then the management are asked to probably do more. But then it's that knock-on effect. If the manager comes in and he's in a bad mood, if the chef's comes in and he's in a bad mood, or things aren't right, then there's that knock-on effect, because who gets the brunt of it? It's the workers on the floor. And then they have to deal with all types of guests who might not have a good day and not appreciate the service. That you might go out there to say, okay, I don't care what's happened in the back. Whatever the chef said to me or whatever the manager said to me, I am going to present myself the best I can. And then he gets it back, or she gets it back from the guests. And it's just...
But that's why communication is key in the industry. It's key. And it's all about involving your team and making them feel special. I would always make sure that we did briefings before every service. It's pepping. It's like your team football. Pepping them up.
I just had an image of NYPD. Right, guys. This is the format for the day.
Yes.
Go out there and do your best.
Exactly. You always have a dish of the day. There's always something special, and so it's pepping the team up. They do it because they love it and enjoy doing it. So and any decision within any business, if you involve your team and ask for their opinion, then they feel part of that. And we are nothing without our teams, nothing. So we've got to, I think it was you that told me that you've been having one-to-ones with all of your teams on a regular basis now. You have seen the results yourself.
No, absolutely.
You feel absolutely quite disgusted in yourself that you sit down with one of your team and realize that they've got a passion for football, or their mother isn't very well, or this and that, because we never have the time to find out. But when you do make that time to sit down and find out if they've got any difficulties, or especially training development is really, really important. When they feel that feeling of being appreciated and developed and cared for and involved, then you've got a totally different team.
100%. But
not everyone does it.
No,
or understands it.
But look at the football. For instance, football teams. Everyone has a go at a football who has a bad match. They don't know what's going on in his head. They don't know that he might have had an argument with his wife, or someone might have died, etc., etc. We never look at what's mentally going on in someone's head. And that's why I started to do one-on-ones, because I didn't know beforehand how my team were turning up, because I want the best out of them. So why not sit down with them, find out what's going on in the background? Because the way they turn up is all dependent on what's going on at home, what's going on in their lives. But we expect them, as soon as they walk through the door, to forget all that and be 100%. And then you wonder why you're not winning stuff, or things aren't going right, because it's not what's happening in the office, it's what's happening in the background. But we never bothered to find out,
or make the time to find out.
All the industries out there, there is all right, things are changing, and we are tuning into the whole mental aspect, and we're finding more about how the brain works. But industry and businesses are so slow that we expect, okay, I've hired you for that job. When you turn up, that's what I expect you to do. That's how I want you to perform. But we're not going to bother about finding about the real person.
Yeah, it's true. It's so true. And we all know ourselves that we're our own worst enemies, because we're the ones that are putting ourselves down all the time. Oh, you're rubbish, you've done that wrong, and So when you're doing that, if you've got that mindset, and some people go into quite a dark place, and you don't even know it, and it's usually actually those people that are the most bubbly. I've got many friends in the UK, the most bubbly, fantastic people, but I didn't realise that as soon as they go behind those closed doors, they're a different person.
Exactly. It's like a facade. It's like, okay, I've got to put my happy face on. When they turn up, I'm happy, and everyone thinks, oh wow, she's the life and soul of the party, or he's the life and soul of the party.
And the social media, oh my God, looks like you're having an amazing time.
I know, it's incredible. So I'm just curious about Real Insight, is because what flashed up when you were talking about it was like the chef that always goes into what's his name, that always goes into places and looks. Gordon Ramsay. We're always fascinated by, because it's like because when you're involved in a business, you generally don't see the flaws or the problems. You don't, as we said, connect with the staff. But when you get an outsider come in and they see it, they're sitting on the fence and they see how everything works, where things are breaking down, where there is no communications, etc., etc. Is that the kind of thing that you will offer? You will initially offer that, okay, we will, be...
Not quite on Gordon's scale. I used to work with him. He's lovely.
I would love you to be a Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, I don't know we're quite going. We'll do it from a slightly different... I mean, that's all for telly, but we will go in, first of all, and be a mystery guest.
Yeah.
And then we will give them a report, but we want to deliver it ourselves, because normally you just get a report and it's like, get on with it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we've got different packages, so it all depends, but definitely we want to be more involved with the business to help them and talk with the managers of how it could be done better. And then they need to talk to their teams, and we need to make an action plan of what they're going to do and try and work with them to make sure that's being done. Because for us, we care. They're our client, but we care about their customers. Yeah. So we want to make sure that you can see the difference, and we can monitor it. Otherwise, there's no point us being there. But I know from a mystery shopper's point of view, if their staff know that they don't know who's in front of them, they of course you do. We used to do that. If we knew that the AA inspector was due to come out, or there was somebody, everyone ups their games. You can feel it.
Yeah. So would that be the case?
Yeah,
that they would know that there is going to be a mystery guest?
The first one they wouldn't necessarily know.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Because the whole idea is to see where they're placed. But after that, they were told by the owners that, right, guys, we're going to have a mystery shopper every single month. This is where we're placed, and this is where we need to be, and this is what we need to work on.
And who would be inviting you to come in? Is it struggling businesses that are looking at the numbers that don't know how to up the numbers? Why would they contact you in the first place?
It's everybody and anyone that cares about the customer service at the end of the day. So that could be retail, it could be anything, it could be duty free in reference to Qatar Airways, it could be anything, anybody. I mean, there are many companies here particularly that are that busy, they don't really, we've heard, they don't really care about the customer service at the end of the day. They've got massive revenue coming in, and so what?
Yeah.
And then they're probably the only company here anyway, so you can't go anywhere else, which I think is still sad.
Yeah.
Because I still think it's so important. Because here there are so many things where, I think it was the only other day, it's like, can you email us? No, I'm the customer. I don't want to email you. It's really not convenient for me to email. I hate emails now. I'm a WhatsApp girl now, whereas I used to always be emails. But yeah, it's always about doing things to make life easy for the customer.
Yeah, but they don't want that. They want it easy for the company. Yes. And that's why everything goes into automation. I heard about a company the other day, right? So they were open mainly for FIFA. It's going really, really well. They were really, really busy, but they were only supposed to be open for 6 months. And then the staff have left. So the thing is now they're still open, but struggling with minimal amount of staff. And my heart goes out to them. I totally sympathise with them. That's what they've been told they have to do. But for me, don't then take more than people you can handle with, because then for me, that's greed. Yeah? So if you've only got enough staff to do 50 customers, don't take 100 customers. But I find that's business in general over here, is that
they just take, and they don't care about the consequences.
No.
And I feel so sorry for the staff, because it is so stressful that you're waiting an hour for food to come out, and that you haven't got your drink, and you haven't got. And here, the word of mouth is worse here than anywhere, because it's such a close community here.
Absolutely,
in Doha.
everyone.
And you can get such a rubbish reputation so quickly here.
Yeah.
So quickly. And you've got like Doha Foodies, you've got the social media, you've got TripAdvisor, and everyone now. How many of us, when we go somewhere we've never heard about, especially in the UK and different places, how many times do you actually go on TripAdvisor to find people's feedback, or Google?
Always.
We all do it.
Absolutely.
And we always know there's a case where somebody goes off on one, and
you always get that one.
Yeah, and you always got that one where genuinely they made a mistake. But that's why it's so important when things don't go right, how do we deal with it? But don't put yourself in that position in the first place to take more people than your team can handle.
But do they care? If the money's coming in and, business is good, why?
But that's why we were also talking only yesterday about the amount of businesses that there were a few pizza places that were like, they'd have queues going down the road, right? And all of a sudden they don't have those queues anymore. Because you've got one window to make that impression, right? So it must be really good for people to want to queue, but you've got to make sure that the service is good and that pizza is the best pizza. Because why are all of a sudden people stopping? And of course now there are more pizza places, yes. So that means that you've got to be up with the times, and you've got to be up with the social media, and you've got to be up with your clients, and you've got to be listening to them, because otherwise you are going to be left right behind.
Yeah, but is the willpower there? I feel a lot of business are set up because, it seemed like a good idea. The money's gone in, but you've brought the right people at the beginning to get the great reviews, and then after 6 months you replace them with cheaper staff, and then the reviews go down, and then you dip in and out because it's not just your one sole business. You've got 10 businesses. Do you really care? Because then when you see the numbers go down, okay, it's not really working. I'm not, they don't really look into it and go, okay, well, that one didn't work.
Well, exactly, because I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me if you wouldn't care, because why do it in the first place? It's just, I've never heard of anyone wanting to get in cheaper labour. I'm sure it does happen, but that doesn't make sense to me either. I mean, it's just you're looking for a disaster, aren't you?
But I feel since COVID, a lot of businesses have struggled, and they're literally picking up the pieces. So they've had to try and claw back as much money as they can. Yeah. So they have replaced labour from one continent to another.
I think a lot of people, you're right, have to take drop in their salaries as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
But that's where, with every business, you've got to be creative.
Mm.
And you've got to think of different ways. And this is why it is so important to be able to build that community of people, and then making sure that they come back and building that relationship. I mean, there are some restaurants, not many here, where you'll see the manager actually going around and touching every table. Yeah, and then they recognize you when you come back. There aren't very many like that, but those are the ones that will keep going.
Yeah, they're the ones that stand out.
They will continue to go back.
Absolutely.
But there's a few places brunch even, where I know that it's amazing atmosphere, great location, but the food is okay. And then you've got other places where it's the other way around. The food is amazing, but the service is only okay. And it's not such a great location. So that's why it's so important. Whatever their USP is, that's what they have to focus on, and that's what they have to keep on driving and pushing.
So is it just food and
anything
where it's customer service?
Salons I wouldn't mind getting into. Like I say, it's anyone that cares about customer service.
I think you're well needed here, Carolyn. I think you're going to do very well.
Can't wait. Very excited.
No, and I look forward to the next time you come on the podcast, because I want to hear some stories.
Yeah. There's always one or two when it comes to hospitality.
Oh, I can imagine. No, it is needed. If this country wants to make a real difference, it has to start with customer service. I'm always amazed with, big corporations where they focus on everything else, technology, this, that, everything, and then customer service is the last thing. And it's just like, you're losing customers because, that's the bridge between you and us,
Totally. And you try, do you know what, where we've been doing a lot of work recently, and we're working with TLG, the amount of hotels that we contact and they don't even get back to you. Honestly, I have been absolutely shocked at the amount. Like, they don't need the business is what they make you feel, but I know they do.
Yeah,
they definitely do. But when they don't get back to you, or they say, oh yes, we'll be back. There was one particular hotel, we wanted to book an afternoon tea, and they said, oh yeah, we'll get back to you. They were followed up. Yeah, we'll get back to you. They were followed up. We'll get back to you today. Promise today. They never did.
Oh no, you followed up several times and they still never got back.
No, so we went somewhere else.
Wow.
Yeah.
that just reminds me of like real estate agents, the ones that we've come across where, we've seen a compound or we've seen an apartment and we wanted more information and we contacted the local agent. And they couldn't be bothered. They're just not interested.
And this is what really, really, having run a business, my sister's business, it felt like my business. This is the things when you're relying on your team to do their job, right? So somebody in that hotel had the job to get back to people. They're not, right? Yet you look at as a customer, I'm looking at the hotel. I'm not looking at the staff.
No,
I'm looking at the customer.
It's the whole brand.
But when
Absolutely.
you're an owner, right? This is why it's so important that the manager of each department needs to make sure that their team are motivated and working to the maximum.
Absolutely.
And that they're motivated, because we're relying on all of them to get back to us.
Yeah, they're the face of your brand.
It's because of that one person that didn't get back to us that the actual business, it will suffer.
Yeah. No, we had a classic example where we stayed at a hotel and we loved going to this hotel every year, spend a few nights. And then the last experience that we had a run-in with a security guard because he was saying, okay, it's 5 o'clock, get off the beach. And the kids were still playing. What do you mean get off the beach? No, you have to leave the beach. And it's just like, we've never been asked to leave the beach at this time. We love watching the sunset and everything else.
Yeah.
No, adamant. So, that spoiled our stay. And we complained to the management. Yes, they offered us another night's stay some other time, but it was just like, no, the damage has been done. We didn't enjoy that experience. There, it was like heavy-handedness of something that you don't expect in a hotel.
Yeah.
So, and we've never gone back.
See, that's sad. See, the thing is, if they just said, "Oh, we'll give you another room," like they didn't care. When someone takes, when you go to complain, you're upset. If someone takes ownership of your complaint, and they relate to you and say, "Oh my God, Stefan, if it were me, I can totally relate to how you're feeling, and I'm so sorry." And you think, "Oh yeah, it's not the hotel, it's that one guy. Maybe he was having a bad day, and he's obviously going to be spoken to, and he won't react in that way again."
No, we didn't get that.
No, exactly. Because if you had, you would have gone back.
Absolutely.
But the fact it was just, "I'll give you another news," like they're not relating with you.
No.
This is what complaints are all about as well. It's relating with that person.
Absolutely.
Then as soon as you feel that someone is taking ownership for how you feel, they back off.
Absolutely.
But so many people don't deal with that very well either.
No.
I had a boat trip booked last night. They double booked us. I had 30 women there ready to go on the boat, right? I rang up and I said, "We're waiting to go on the boat." He went, No, you cancelled. I went, "No, I didn't cancel." He said, yes, you cancelled. He said, "Anyway, I think it's a good idea. You should email us." I went, "What do you mean?" He said, in fact, you should come in." And he knew he'd made a mistake. But instead of, he put it onto me. I'm the customer, and he's blaming me. And so I got my message, and I WhatsApp, and I said, "I moved it from the 8th to the 22nd. You said okay." And they were like, Honestly, that's even worse rather than taking. It's like, it doesn't matter if it's your fault or my fault. I just want to sort this out. I want a solution.
Absolutely.
What is the solution?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't even manage that. So anyway, I had to come up with a solution myself.
Wow. You are going to have
my work cut out for me.
Work cut out for you. It's going to be a journey. It's going to be an amazing journey.
Love
it. What a task.
Let's just hope that, I just really pray and hope it does work, because if it does, it tells me that people do care. If it doesn't, it tells me that people don't really care.
No. Okay. So that's Real Insight.
Yes.
Where can people find you? If there's a business out there that really wants to, that cares,
yes,
how do they find you?
Well, we are on email, and we are on LinkedIn. We have also got our own social media of Real Insight. Otherwise, they can contact me directly.
When you say social media, how are you going to promote yourself? I'm curious. How are you going to? How are you going to?
Actually, Asif is doing a great job on that on Instagram. It's all about relating with your customers, and he's done some great reels and videos. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I would never have thought of that. He's done a great job. I've been really impressed with it.
What angle is he going in when he's putting these posts out? Is it to attract.
Yes, to get businesses in about customer service.
So is it asking the questions to them to make them think?
Yeah, it makes businesses think about where are they placed within their own businesses, and how we can make things, and as Real Insight, what we can do for them. Yeah.
And is it going to be in Arabic and English as well? Is it?
Actually, we haven't done the Arabic side, I must admit, but we need to, don't we? Yes, you're right. Yeah. He might be the best person to do that too. So thanks for that, Stefan. I don't think we really thought about them the last week.
Come on, where are you? It's got to be in both.
I know, definitely, it has got to be in both. You're right.
Yeah. No, and looking at your team, you've got a strong team.
Yes,
yes.
They're gorgeous. Love them.
Yeah, you're going to be firing on all cylinders. So I look forward to it. And if you want a fly on the wall documentary, you know where to come.
Oh yeah.
That'd be great. That'd be a great insight if they're game for that.
Yeah. Let's do it.
And just see you as Gordon Ramsay. I just want to see that.
Yeah, we could actually.
Yeah.
It'd be very interesting. We've got other things we're really quite, I shouldn't say, but, other things we want to link with it in reference to awards and just taking it that little bit further.
Yeah.
So definitely we will be talking to you about it.
Yeah, definitely. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it.
Insight.
Yeah.
When we've finished.
No, because that would be genuine awards. It won't be kind of, I'm not going to say superficial awards where it's just like, the best restaurant or the best hotel. It'd be real, customer service.
What we really want to do also is if we have a group of restaurants, for example, or hotels, it's to have that, like, they're all competing against each other. It's having that lovely competitive spirit,
but in the right way.
Yes,
yeah, absolutely.
To say, oh, come on, we get a better score than them. Come on, when that mystery customer comes, and look at it every quarter or every 6 months, whatever it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we want to try and do that, and we'll come up with the awards for them.
And how are you going to manage? Are you guys going to be the mystery shoppers, mystery guests?
We won't be able to do it.
You
all
do
the
have
time.
and how are you going to train them to look for the right things? Will they have mentally in their head like a check sheet?
Yeah. So
will they be trained?
So at the end of the day, we're all customers anyway, so they don't have to be trained, right? I know we all see things in different ways.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone sees things.
So we've got an app where all the questions for each business will be on there, so they're brand standards as such.
Okay.
So, but we've got a lot of questions there from an emotional point of view. Yeah. So, like I said before, you don't get your coffee within 3 minutes. But was the coffee good, and was it tasting? Did they smile, and did they put it down in the right way, and all that kind of thing.
Yeah. Rather than being distracted by someone else and going, oh,
exactly. Not engaging with you.
No.
Big thing about engaging.
I've had that where
they just put it down. They don't even know.
And it slops all over the place. It's just, thanks very much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, having been in the industry, I'll admit, I remember being in London in a very, very busy restaurant I worked in, and we would do like 400 covers a day sometimes, and just a service, not a day. I remember people would leave and I'm thinking they're coming, and for me that was awful because I didn't recognize that customer. Now I know our restaurant was very big and we could have 100 people in it, but as a manager I expect to recognize everybody, because I should be touching every table. So but sometimes that doesn't happen when stuff's going on behind the scenes and you're having to deal with it, and I hate that. So when you don't even recognize that customer because you're not actually that waiter's not even engaging in them.
No, and I struggle just
not even looking at their
recognizing
eyes.
People when I'm networking, let alone if I'm serving someone, and if I'm distracted and not
because
being intentional.
You're dealing with stuff coming, not your client as such, your customer as such, your guest.
But it's this mental health as well, where they might be thinking about other things.
Totally.
Yeah. So, can anyone apply to be a mystery guest or mystery?
Yes, they can. So
because I don't want you, having to be a mystery guest for all these restaurants, and then
I'm going to put on the weight
absolutely
massively. So yes, we will. We've got a lot of friends, and we've got a lot of contacts, and some of them I know will be really, really good because they've either been in the industry before and they know what they're looking for. But anyone can be one, yes, because we will have that app and they will go through all the questions and then answer them as they go.
Superb. So if there's any romantic restaurants that you need to be a mystery guest, just let me know, and then I can Although
send
my
you.
wife will get a bit suspicious if I'm there, filling in a form on my app. She'll be like, "Put the phone down."
Yeah, you
Put
can
the
do it.
phone down.
You can do it afterwards. You don't have to do it.
All right, okay. So I can
Exactly. You just
do
need
the
to
whole
read
romantic
it.
thing.
You can read it so that you know what the questions are going to be.
Yeah.
So that
So that
you're
you're
prepared
looking.
mentally. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you can just enjoy your evening. You don't want to be doing your.
All right,
hang
you're
on
on.
a minute. Hang on a minute.
Just,
They haven't done that
all right.
yet.
So anytime you want a
Yeah.
mystery guest, just let me know.
Definitely,
And,
you're on my list. You're already on my list.
All right, superb. I think I owe her a few nights out. So yeah. Well, you said we would struggle to speak for about an hour, but we've spoken for about 40 minutes on
Really?
Real
my
Insight.
Gosh.
So
That's amazing.
you see. So let's talk about all the other things that you're involved with the women's group.
Yes.
How did that come about? And what you said you found your group,
Community.
your community.
Oh yeah, when you find your tribe.
Yeah, find your tribe. Because I feel that's important for people to find their tribe. That these days there's no excuse really, because you've got the internet and you can find people, like-minded people that you can be attracted to, or
Yes.
that have the same interests. So where did that come about? Why did you set that up? Were you in need of finding your tribe at the time?
So TLG is not something I set up. It was set
Okay.
up in the 70s.
Oh wow.
And it was originally just a coffee morning, the British coffee morning. And then in the 80s, they then renamed it to Tuesdays Ladies Group, because they used to meet every second Tuesday. But it's become an awful lot more than that now. I mean, the amount of people that have, and the feedback that we get, how they find that people are so welcoming.
And is it still British? Is it, or is it open to
not
anyone?
At all. Everybody.
Okay.
Honestly, there are so many different nationalities. It's beautiful. So lovely. And there's just 5 of us on the board, but we all work in different ways in reference to, putting events together and bringing women together. So every second Tuesday, we normally have a guest speaker. Not always, but most of the time. So even like this Tuesday coming, week today will be our last one for the season, because everyone's obviously going away for the summer. But we will still meet for those people that are still here and just have a coffee. It just won't be such a big, big event that we normally have. But yes, I as you know, I've been in many ladies groups and a lot of networking. This was always my favorite.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Why? What stands out for you? What makes it different?
I think the women that were involved, the way that it was organised, what they did, that was why. And I've met some of my best friends in TLG. And it's, they're just very, very supportive, very supportive. And, when new people come, we all know what it's like as an expat when you first come to Doha. And it's all very well. We know everything, but those that just arrive, they don't know anything, don't know where to go. And a lot of women, they don't work. They're here to support their husbands. So during the day, they can be in quite a lonely place. And I've heard so many women say that they've almost gone back home and they've not enjoyed it at all until they've found, TLG. And there's so many women. There's like just under 200 people in that group.
Wow. But has it not become easier as, you've seen the development of the country? You've been here for quite some time. I've been here for quite some time. And when we came over in 2006, I think there was, you had Qatar Living, you had, I think that was the main website at the time, but there wasn't many,
Mahaba.
And Mahaba, there wasn't much activity going. But now the country has developed so much. Have you seen a change the way people turn up to the group? Over the years, do people have the same issues, or is it changing?
I think that it's much easier to find groups, but lots of people still don't want to just turn up on their own.
Yeah, that's hard.
And the other thing here is that I always hear about people that have been here many, many years, but they've lost all their friends. They've all left. Yeah. They haven't got any friends anymore.
No.
And so they're kind of left on their own again.
Yeah, because it's a very transitional
massively
place. People coming in, people going all the time.
I've lost a lot of my really good friends this year.
Yeah.
So that's why it is so important to just bring women together, and even if they aren't people of their tribe, at least they're socializing, getting themselves out. But you always do find that there is always that special person that you just really love their company and just feel you've got a real connection with. So
yeah. And is there a man's group? Because I've met, helping my wife with her business, I've met certain men that are the trailing spouse. They're the ones that are coming out to support their wives.
Yeah.
So they're left in the villa. They're struggling to reach out, and men aren't the best of networkers or, going out and meeting people. Women are much more social.
It's true.
They make more of an effort to find, their group, etc., etc. But men find it harder. Is there anything that you know of where men can tap into?
Well, that was definitely, I identified exactly that. So we set up Doha Bro Club, and we had our first one just before Ramadan, and we're definitely overdue another one. We didn't have very many men turn up in the end. I think also it was I can't remember now, there was a match going on as well. So
right, so it kind of...
Oh no, it was Mother's Day. It was Mother's Day. That was not a good idea, was it?
Not a good idea.
No.
Not the right night.
So we had a few men, single men, I think they were mainly, and it was very good. We did it at Ratana, and but we definitely need to do another one because I feel there's definite need, because there are many single men here.
Mm-hmm.
There are many men that they only know people within their work community. They don't know anyone outside. There's a lot of husbands that are house husbands.
Yeah.
So they just don't. They want to also be able to communicate and go and meet people, even if they've got a child with them.
Absolutely.
So yeah, definitely. We're hoping that will evolve, but I need to reorganize another.
So
event.
what's that called? To give it a shout out.
It's called Doha Bro Club.
Doha Bro Club.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yes.
If you're struggling or if you're at home and you need to connect, Doha Bro Club.
Yeah, definitely.
Super.
The interest was maybe to go and have a shooting, have some shooting on the range.
That would be cool, because there's a new, the old one, or there's a new one near Aspire.
Yes, I think we want to do the old one.
Okay.
But I have heard about the new one. We need to try that one
out.
out.
Oh, definitely go for that.
Yeah. But we want to try and do something a little bit different. The last time, because it was obviously the first one, we did it at Boston's at City Centre Ratana.
Okay.
And they did some lovely food for everybody. But we want to do a little bit more of an activity where we can get the guys together and have a good time. You have to come too.
No, I will. Especially if it's shooting.
Yeah.
Not too keen on just standing around a bar, etc. Because I don't drink. So, but if there's an activity, then
exactly.
I haven't done shooting since I was a teenager. I used to do clay pigeon shooting.
Yeah.
That was superb.
Exactly.
So, last thing that we can cover is Fit20. How? Because there might be a lot of people that don't know what Fit20 is, and really, does it work? 20 minutes a week. Come
20
on.
minutes a week, really?
Come on, is it just...
How does it work?
Absolutely.
I absolutely love it, because I have seen and have... It's been a little bit life-changing for me, because it has... the results that you get are phenomenal. So, and me, it's the lazy person's way of doing fitness. But even if I had somebody who was cycling every single day, or a golfer and they're professional, and of course they're fit, but not many disciplines get you into your muscles into a state of failure. Now, through our DNA of the flight and fright mode, if your muscles go into failure, it's a bit of a wake-up call for your body, almost a bit of a shock for your body, because back in the day, if your muscles or your body failed, that was a real risk for your life. So basically, as soon as you get your muscles into that state, your body says you have got to strengthen, and you see the results quite quickly. I mean, some people really quickly. So because you need to let your muscles rest, you can't do you have to let them rest for the whole week. Okay?
Really? Because of the amount of pressure that you're under?
The intenseness.
The intenseness.
Yeah.
But when you say intenseness, what? They literally give you like 140 kilogram weight?
No, it's literally...
Okay.
Oh, yes. I mean, if you can do 140 kilogram
No, but
weight,
how is it?
It's very, very slow. Your muscles are not used to working slowly. When you go to the gym, they're used to going fast. You do your 3 sets of 30. This, you're literally, the movement is so slow that your muscles aren't used to that slow, pushing that weight at a slow. And so it gets very, very intense. You
feel it. You feel
fatigue,
it while you're...
the fatigue in your muscles, they really feel it. And it gets to a point where you actually can't push anymore.
Like you're shaking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
is it similar to doing a yoga session but with proper machines? Because if you think about yoga, it's putting your body under stress by doing these movements.
But you're being very mindful when you're doing that, whereas this, it's not as mindful, but you are getting your body into that state where it fails, and then you strengthen, and you will see every week your weights just go up, and you do longer. So you might do 1.5 minutes, and then you're doing over 2 minutes. It's just amazing.
Okay.
But now you can actually then start to see definition within your muscles, and you can see strength within your muscles. Honestly, you have to try it. We do a free trial, and come and experience it for yourself.
Okay.
Promise you.
All right.
So it's like, for me, it's a no-brainer. I just can't understand why nobody wouldn't do it. I mean, even if
but a lot of people don't know about it.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. But
so Fit20, if you want to do 20 minutes, just do 20 minutes, because that is an attractive for anyone, because a lot of people are lazy. They don't want to go to the gym every day. They just want something that's quick.
You don't have to change your clothes. You can actually do it with your suit on. I used to do it before work. Okay, you don't sweat. So that's why it is just so easy. So easy.
There you go.
And even if I had a top athlete, like I said to you, I would still recommend for them to do it, because I know that they can still get stronger.
So what kind of people turn up, and what are they looking for? Are they just either losing weight or just building strength? What kind of clientele?
Many are losing weight, but we're not there as a kind of weight loss program. But when people are seriously wanting to lose weight, it's great, because they tone rather than go all kind of, floppy.
Okay.
So it is really good, but it's so many people that want to strengthen. So there was a guy, particularly, the story that hit for me was, there was a guy in the Netherlands, because this is actually a franchise from the Netherlands. We've got over 170 studios worldwide.
Wow. Yeah.
So he was a very keen cyclist, been cycling for years and years and years, and he had noticed how he was getting weaker, because they say from the age of 40 our muscles will digress, and also our muscle density as well. So we should be looking at doing other exercises and getting fit. And he could see that he definitely wasn't keeping up, and he was getting weaker. Anyway, Fit20 came into his life, and at the age of 62 he cycled Kilimanjaro.
Kilimanjaro?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That just says it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's amazing. But everybody that does it, clients, they all say that they have noticed a big difference in their strength. Even those people that play golf, they say that they're hitting further.
Wow.
It really seriously does work.
You're a great spokesman for Fit20.
You've got to see it for yourself. Come and see me, because I will take you through a trial. All
right. Well, I'm doing Chris Thompson with the ice bath, and we're filming that tomorrow. Great. So maybe we'll do a Fit20 special as well, where I'll try it out.
Yeah, you'll love it.
Okay, and I'll turn up just as the way I am.
Yes, definitely.
Because I do sweat if I'm working out. So you're telling me I'm not going to sweat.
You're not.
Anyway, 54 minutes, Carolyn. There you go.
Oh my God.
No, it's been a pleasure, and it's great just in a short period of time to see where you were, even though where you were was amazing, and the conversations that we've had about how we think and how we put it out there, etc., etc. You are just the beacon of light that is putting out there and showing what can happen. So I really love listening to your story, and I wish you all the best.
Thank
and
you.
I definitely will have you back on the show to hear your stories.
Yes, let's do a MasterChef as well, hey?
Absolutely. Superb.
Thank you so much, Stefan. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Wonderful. Time flies when you're having fun, as they say.
Absolutely. And that's what you got to remember. Try and have fun. No, actually, I am mentoring someone, and that's, he was talking about his business idea, and I said, you really, if you're going to be an entrepreneur and you really want to go into business, you have to have something that you're passionate
Yes.
about, because as you said, then it won't feel like work, and
No.
you will work all hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Brilliant. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Stefan.
thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching. Just another big shout out to our sponsor, Mahaba, the #1 destination guide here in Qatar. Pick up your copy in your local supermarket or go online to find out all the information you need to know about Qatar. Take care. Bye-bye.